something called as NB8. You can add it at the same place where you have written about Nordic countries, right? You can add it there. So these are the Nordics. So these are the Nordic countries. So here you have four countries and their territories, okay, which you have already written. And also you have the Baltic states. I'll draw it here itself. These are Nordics. And here you have three Baltic states. Three Baltic states. Okay. And these three Baltic states are Estonia, Latvia, Lithuania. Estonia, Latvia, and Lithuania. These are the three Baltic states. The AC is not working. Switch on that AC also, the last column. Again, remember, the Baltic states are not all those countries which are surrounding the Baltic Sea. Remember this. Write it specifically. The Baltic states do not include all the countries which surround Baltic. Surround the Baltic Sea. The Estonia, Latvia, Lithuania. Estonia, Latvia, Lithuania. They belong to erstwhile USSR. Now, what is this NB8? Okay. Nordics, four Nordics, three Baltics, and four Nordic, before Baltic, 8. And this is where India comes. So this is a cooperation between India, Nordics, and Baltic. Okay. This is NB8. Right now, NB8 is the initiative of cooperation between the Nordic countries, Baltic, and India. The cooperation will be in green transition, maritime affairs, IPR, intellectual property rights, space and tourism. Okay. In 2024, the chairman is Sweden. In 2024, the chairman is Sweden. So from here, what kind of questions can be asked? The context here is the Sweden has joined NATO and the Finland has joined NATO. That's the context. Right on the context. Sweden and recently Finland joined NATO. The first question which can be asked, what separates Sweden and Finland? That you have already written. Well, for both near. Next question is, which all countries surrounding the Baltic Sea? Next question. The countries which surround Baltic Sea are countries which surround the Baltic Sea are. Okay. Let's start from here. Denmark, Germany, Poland. So here you have a small exclave of Russia. This is called as exclave. And this exclave of Russia is called as Kaliningrad. Okay. So Russia also comes here. And this territory of Russia is called as Kaliningrad. Next, three Baltic states. Lithuania, Latvia, Estonia. Then Finland, then Sweden. Finland and Sweden. All these countries, they surround the Baltic Sea. Okay. Remember, Norway is not in the border of Baltic Sea. Norway does not have a coast with Baltic, specifically, right? Because if Norway is given in the options, you'll mark it right. Norway does not have the coast with Baltic. Germany has. Germany written, na? Norway does not have write it specifically. Now giving a statement, okay. The Norway, Sweden, Finland, okay, have the coast with Arctic. Right or wrong? Norway, Sweden, Finland have the coast with Arctic. No. Only Norway has. Okay, Sweden and Finland do not have. In fact, Norway has a coast with Russia directly here. Right on this part also. Sweden and Finland do not have a coast. Not have a coast with Arctic. Now, what is the importance of this, or what is the relevance of this? They cannot get access to the resources of Arctic. In bracket you can write. They cannot get access to EEZ, exclusive economic zone of Arctic. So that's the relevance. And Norway has a direct border with Russia in the Arctic. Norway has a direct border with Russia in the Arctic. Now, in this context, one more information which is important. So this is regarding the Russia-Ukraine war. Say earlier, which all countries used to have a border with Russia? So this is part of Russia. This is Kaliningrad. Okay. The border was here. So this was the border earlier and border earlier. Okay. And And he had a border with the Baltic states also, here also. So these are also part of NATO. This was the earlier border. But after Finland has joined the NATO, this has become the new border. That means if NATO is putting the missiles and tankers, earlier there was a small space. Now the border, okay, with NATO, okay, has been almost double because of the Finland joining NATO. And what kind of hint the NATO wanted to send to Russia by, okay, joining Finland first? Because Sweden and Finland, okay, both have applied simultaneously to NATO, but the membership was first given to Finland. So they wanted to show that, see, these are your people only, means the ethnic divisions are not much. Okay. So the people of your own kind, okay, they also joined NATO, Russia beware. So that kind of signal the NATO wanted to send. Relevance is what, okay? I don't. The joining of Finland, importance of Finland joining NATO. The border of Russia with the NATO countries has been more than doubled. More than doubled. And Finnish people have similarities with Russian Slavs. Finnish have similarities with Russian Slavs. So this is importance. Okay. Now, few more questions which can be asked here. This is called as Gulf of Finland. In Gulf of Finland, you have St. Petersburg. So St. Petersburg is an important city of Russia. It has a population of around 50 lakh. One city, St. Petersburg, has a population of around 50 lakh. It is the second largest city of Russia after Moscow. And entire Finland has population of 50 lakh. The second largest city is coming in the border of NATO. So that is also important. Okay. And this is Gulf of Finland. Gulf of Finland. Okay. Right on. The St. Petersburg, second populous city of Russia, is in Gulf of Finland. Gulf of Finland. Okay. Now, in this context, they can ask which all countries surround Gulf of Finland. Right on. The countries which surround Gulf of Finland. First is Finland. Finland is but obvious. Russia and Estonia. Finland, Russia, Estonia. You have one more important Gulf here. You can see one more Gulf here. It's called as Gulf of Riga. You have a city called as Riga here. It is called as Gulf of Riga. The Gulf of Riga is surrounded by Estonia, Latvia. They might not be asking you the countries which are surrounded. They might ask you, where is Gulf of Riga located? At least you should know that it is there in Europe or around Baltic. That's it. Surrounded by Estonia and Latvia. See, here earlier you have drawn a river called as Vistula, right? We'll look at the map here. So this is Kaliningrad. This is which territory? Russian territory. And here you have a sand spit which has been created. You can see the spit here. This is called as Vistula spit. This is made up of sand. So here you have Vistula river also flowing. Now what recently Russia has done is that, okay. So if you want to have access, for example, okay, now, okay, these Baltic countries have joined NATO. Okay, Poland is already there. If they come and attack Russia, they should be having an outlet. And if you're having a sand spit, the ships can't enter outside easily. So that's why they have been digging this Vistula spit to have one more access towards the sea. That's why it's important. Okay, you can draw this Vistula spit. Russia, on the other side, you have NATO. NATO here, and again NATO here. So this Kaliningrad is surrounded by NATO. So in between you have this Kaliningrad. Draw faster. Right down. So Russia has been dredging. Vistula spit. It will act as an escape route. It will act as an escape route into Baltic. Into the Baltic. In the same region, you have the Nord Stream pipeline. You have a heading Nord Stream. NORD STREA. Nord Stream pipeline. So you will draw this here. See, Nord Stream pipeline comes from Gulf of Finland. It enters into Germany here. Okay. There are two pipelines here, Nord Stream 1 and Nord Stream 2. And gas is very much required. Gas is very much required in Europe because in winters it becomes very cold and it will act as source of heating. And the gas is also required for the fertilizer industries, iron and steel industries. Now, because of the Russia-Ukraine war, okay, now the Europe has stopped the gas supplies from Russia, not completely still going on, but to a large extent which has been reduced. Now, because of which, what is happening is that now earlier the gas used to come from the pipeline, so the gas is very cheap. It will be costing you like $1 or $2 per BTU, $1. Now, if you want to get LNG, liquefied natural gas, that means, for example, if gas is coming from Qatar. In Qatar, it has to be liquefied because you can't be sending a very big balloon, right? Okay, of gas. That's why it has to be liquefied into a tanker ship. Okay, that's called as liquefied, okay, natural gas, LNG. And for liquefaction, you require cooling. A lot of cost is incurred. Again, it has to come to the ships, escaping all the pirates. Okay, and then okay, it has to come to the Europe, and then okay, from the ship, it has to go to the land in the interiors, right? So it's a very costly affair. So when it is liquefied, the cost will vary a lot because the cooling will incur a lot of money. So somewhere between 14 to 17 BTU, etc. But this much the cost will be increasing. Now who's at loss now? Europe is at loss. Okay. So that's why this becomes important. Nord Stream 1 and Nord Stream 2. Okay, write down. Pipelines, gas pipelines. Nord Stream 1 and Nord Stream 2. These are the gas pipelines from the Gulf of Finland, Russia, from the Russia to Germany, across the Baltic. Okay, because of Russia-Ukraine war. Next point, because of Russia-Ukraine war, the Europe had to reduce the gas supplies, gas import. And Europe requires gas. Europe requires gas as a source of heating during winters, as a source of heat during winters. In India, what we do? Okay, for example, okay, if it's summer very hot, you switch on the AC. In winter, if it's very cold, what do you do? Okay, use heaters or you use double razai, right? There's something called as razai in North India, right? We use that. But they can't. They can't be wearing 4 to 5 sweaters, and they can't do that. Then in home also they want amicable climate, comfortable climate. That's why the gas will be heating their homes. That's why during winters the gas is very much required. Okay. Next, required for industries also, especially iron and steel industries. In India we don't use gas; they use gas. Required for industries like iron and steel. Because when this was affected, the metal was also worse affected. Because the supplies to the steel industries have been reduced. The metal is a giant, okay, steel giant in Europe also. Okay, industries and fertilizer plants. And fertilizer plants. Now Europe is importing LNG, liquefied natural gas, which is costly, which is much costlier. Is much costlier because of compression and cooling. Because of the compression and cooling. Okay. See this aside, okay, how we can link this concept to India, this concept of liquefaction and all. See, if a gas is being what found in India, some gas is out, say off the coast of Andhra Pradesh, in Rava oil fields, a gas has been discovered. Okay. Now, if the state government wants to buy this gas from a private entity, what should be the price? Say before this discovery, you have been importing gas from Singapore or other countries. And the price of import of this gas is varies. Sometimes $12 for BTU, $14 per BTU, $17 per BTU. So when you're importing it from outside, okay, the cost is higher because of liquefaction. But okay, when the price of the gas was determined, okay, by the government of India, it has taken the average of this 14, 17, and 12. Somewhere fixed around 14 to $13 per BTU. Don't you think it's a scam? Because finding it in our country, you can build a pipeline, you can supply as less as $1 per BTU. Okay, so that's why you should know where the cost is being incurred. And later on, we'll study, okay, what is the advantage of liquefaction of natural gas? What all products you can get out of it? Okay, a different thing altogether. So in this context, it is important. Okay, and this pipeline also has been blasted. Okay, in 2022, right on this also. Who blasted it? We don't know. Okay, this pipeline was blasted, has undergone explosion. Don't know who is that. USA है कि नहीं मुझे नहीं पता. CA है कि नहीं मुझे नहीं पता. I don't know. But it was blasted. Now, what is the interest of CIE or USA? Okay, just in case we assume that. Okay. Now, Qatar के पास बहुत सारा gas है. Okay. Qatar is a supplier, Europe is a buyer. Who is the broker in between? Yes. Who is getting benefited? USA. वर्ल्ड में कहीं पे भी वॉर हो रहा है, कहीं पे भी एनर्जी सप्लाई की कमी हो रही है, who is getting benefited? USA gets benefited. Okay. Now, if you want to go from Baltic to North Sea, there are two small states here. They are called as Kattegat and Skagerrak. You open the atlas, you will find these two states. Not exactly state, but water points, water bodies. In atlas, you will see Kattegat and Skagerrak beside Norway, on the either side of Jutland Peninsula. You found them? I'll write down the spellings here if you didn't find. Okay. Right now, this is the Baltic Sea, and this is North Sea. The Baltic Sea and the North Sea. Baltic Sea and North Sea are connected through two water bodies. Called as Kattegat and Skagerrak. Okay. Circumnavigating Jutland Peninsula. Circumnavigating Jutland Peninsula. Now it's a problem, right? A ship has to come from here, okay, pass through the narrow strait and do these waters and then North Sea. What if it dig a canal here? The problem will be solved. So that's why you have a canal here called as Kiel Canal. Get that down? The Kiel Canal connects the Baltic and the North Sea. Baltic and the North Sea directly. Okay. Draw the diagram first. Draw a very simple diagram. There should be just a representative of this region. Don't look for exactness. In atlas, you'll find a location called as Kiel also. Mark that. It's in Germany. Done? Now let's see the NATO. Okay. Just now you have seen that the Sweden is the recent country to join NATO. So they can ask a question. This question will be relevant for next 2-3 years also. Okay. Instead of mugging up which all countries have joined NATO, okay, mug up which countries did not join NATO. That's better. Okay, that's shortcut. I can know the reasons also. You can eliminate. See, UPSC will not be asking you questions based on memory. I'll tell you logic. Why certain countries haven't joined NATO. I guess in this document, some points are missing, I guess. This some are missing, some maps are missing. Anyways, I'll be using this map now. Okay. See, almost entire Europe, okay, is in NATO. But Ireland did not join. Okay, Ireland doesn't like any kind of intervention. Next, you have a country called as Switzerland. And Switzerland, okay, maintains a policy of non-intervention. It was neither part of NATO, not part of CATO. It always wants to maintain a neutrality. That's why everyone parks their money there. Okay, in case of any problem, okay, since it is not on any side, the money is safe all the time. Okay. Again, surrounding, okay, what do you call it? Switzerland, a country called as Austria. So Austria also did not join because of its, problems with the wars earlier. Do you think, Serbia will ever join NATO? Because Serbia has ethnic Slavs. Russia का दोस्त है. Kosovo का कोई status ही नहीं है ना? It's not even a country. So Kosovo also will not join. You can eliminate these two. You think Ukraine will join? Ukraine is supposed to be a buffer. In fact, all this ladai, okay, the war is happening because Ukraine was joining. And Belarus is a very close ally, okay, of Russia. In fact, till now, okay, you have in Belarus, you have a president who has been president for past 30 years. He's a kind of dictator, okay? So that's why he requires Putin's backing. That's why Belarus will also not join. The rest of the countries have joined, okay, NATO. You can remember this. So if you remember, okay, it's better to remember the countries which haven't joined. Write on that. The countries that did not join NATO in Europe. Ireland. Well, remember these names now. Switzerland is always neutrality. Austria, Serbia, Kosovo, you write, combined. Serbia, Kosovo. Obviously, Ukraine, Belarus. Belarus is a close ally. And you have a country called as Moldova. We'll discuss later. What is the importance of Moldova? Moldova. There's something happening in Moldova also. Okay. So these did not join NATO. Okay. So let's enter into the Russia-Ukraine war. Okay. And war किसने रुकवा दी? Okay, you know this, right? Okay. Russia-Ukraine war. Now, two regions which you have to remember. See, I'll tell you the history, why Ukraine, okay, should not be joining the NATO. Okay. So this is all excluding some countries. Here you'll have NATO, including Turkey. And on the other side, you have CSTO here. Collective Security Organization, which belongs to Russia. And Ukraine was supposed to remain as buffer. Okay, this was supposed to be the buffer. Okay, so this was the time of Cold War. Okay, in fact, no, Latvia, Lithuania, Estonia, all these are supposed to be buffer zones. So this buffer zone will be keeping two warring parties apart. For example, okay, you have a border side by side. So both of them are mounting, okay, this ICBMs, okay, or nuclear weapons, okay, on the either side of the border, just like India, Pakistan, or India, China. India, China doesn't keep India, Pakistan. So the skirmishes can happen, that may escalate, and that can be blown into a full-fledged war. So that's why the buffers are deliberately kept, so that to keep these two parties apart. Right on? Buffers can be countries or geopolitical entities which keep two warring parties warring parties away from each other. And Ukraine was supposed to be a buffer. Ukraine was supposed to be a buffer. See, I'm telling you all the facts here. And according to the question, use this information. Okay? How to make it politically right. Okay? Anyways, as of now, okay, India is on Russia's side only. So you can quote the facts here. Doesn't matter. The next statement. Buffer. We'll come to that in details. Okay, as of now, okay, we'll keep it that way. What are you saying? Okay. Till 2013. Next point, right? Point wise. Rudrakshi. Okay. Till 2013. Okay. Ukraine had Russian backed president. So Russia did not have any issue. Ukraine had Russian backed president. Then, okay, this protest is very important. Then Euromaidan protests occurred. Euromaidan, very important. It's a turning point in the Ukraine's history. Then Euromaidan protests occurred, which led to the fall of the Russian-backed president. Names and all not important. Viktor Yanukovych, I guess. Name. Russian-backed president. Next, in 2014, this guy, okay, Zelensky. He was stand-up comedian, right? He has become president. Okay. Zelensky has become the president, and he started showing inclination towards EU and NATO. EU and NATO. 2014, right? Now, do you think Russia will keep quiet? No. So the eastern part of Russia, okay? So this part of Russia had Russian ethnic population, okay? And we'll look into the history of Crimea in a while, okay? So since it has Russian ethnic population, and also this region has a river called as Don, and it also has four rivers called as Donbas. Now, people over here, okay, are Russian speaking and Russian ethnic. So when a Western, okay, West dominated, okay, president comes to power, they'll be unhappy. Okay. Now Russia has sent, okay, its troops basically, okay, unofficially. It has sent the mercenaries over here, and Russia has liberated eastern parts of the Ukraine. And these eastern parts of the Ukraine are these two. Donetsk and Lugansk. Okay. In the same year, it has annexed Crimea also. We'll come to Crimea now. Okay. You can draw this, or we can just write down. This angered Russia, and it liberated, quote unquote, liberated the Russian ethnic provinces of Ukraine. That is Donetsk and Luhansk. Next point. In the same year, Russia also annexed Russia also annexed Crimean Peninsula. Annexed Crimean Peninsula. Okay. The Crimean Peninsula is very important because Crimea has a Russian naval base called as Sevastopol. You see here? This is the Crimean Peninsula. It has a Russian base. It is important for Russia because of a naval port called as Sevastopol. So in this context, know some locations here. Okay. So this is Crimean Peninsula. This is called as Sea of Azov. This is Black Sea. And here you have the Strait of Kerch. Strait of Kerch. So draw this fast. And in this, you have this Don River flowing. The Sea of Azov, Don River flows. Right now, Strait of Kerch connects Azov with Black Sea. Azov with Black Sea. Again, one more thing, okay, which you should be knowing, and no need to write this. See, here you had ethnic Russians. Here also you had ethnic Russians. But Russia has conducted referendum here, and Russia has not conducted referendum here. Russia could have annexed this part also. But in 2014, it did not annex. Because at the time, okay, the power of Russia was kind of unilateral. So only after Russia-Ukraine war, we got to know that kiske paas kitna dam hai. But at that time, okay, 2014, if Russia would have annexed this part also, nobody could have said anything. Okay. But it has annexed this and not this because it is justified to some extent. Because when the USSR was formed, okay, so this was Ukraine SSR. Right? So Ukraine SSR did not have this Crimean Peninsula. The Crimean Peninsula was earlier administered by Russian SSR. And for administrative convenience purposes, it was shifted to Ukrainian SSR. Okay. So for that reason also, it is justified that, okay, this has been annexed by Russia. But again, we'll not be saying a word about this. If you're asked in an interview, okay, what it should be saying, what would be your say? What? Just quote the facts here. Okay. Don't take any side here. Because we have Kashmir also. But Kashmir will be saying hi. Okay, that's fine. Be careful here, huh? Now the war has been happening across the border. So here some locations become very important. Okay. So very important location. Okay. Here is Belgorod. Okay. So write about Belgorod. Because even now, a lot of bombing has been happening in Belgorod. The red part which you see here, so these are the advances of Russia into Ukraine. There was a point of time where Russia has reached almost on the border of Kiev, the capital of Ukraine. Now, Belgorod is important, okay, in the recent context, because see, the USA has been supplying a lot of military equipment. Now, earlier, okay, USA had, okay, put some, okay, what it had some reservations regarding usage of American equipment on Ukraine. But now, okay, the USA has unleashed Ukraine. The USA has said, we don't have any objections now. So that's why the Ukraine has been using, this HIMARS. So these have been imported and more order has been placed. Some $700 million order has been placed from USA. Okay, USA will be selling. And recently, these have been used extensively in the city of Belgorod. So this is a recent news. You can write down. In that context, Belgorod becomes important. Recently, USA started selling artillery fire called as HIMAR, 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 to Ukraine. And they have been extensively used over the city of Belgorod. Okay. So next important city is Bakhmut. So Bakhmut. So HIMARS, full form you can write. High mobility artillery rocket system. High mobility artillery rocket system. So next upon important city on the border is Bakhmut city. Now, why Bakhmut city becomes important? Because the Bakhmut is very near to the annexed parts, occupied parts, and it has a city. It is a city of around like 70,000. 70,000 is a big number in the West, not like India. Okay, in one gully of Bangalore we have 70,000 population, but it's a high population there. In the important cities, now if you take over such kind of cities, near to the border, it will be considered as a victory, and it was considered as a victory majorly for this person. His name is Yevgeny Prigozhin. Okay. So he was the head of a mercenary group called as Wagner Group. So initially, Russia was not sending its own troops, it was sending its mercenaries. So earlier, this person was a caterer, cook, he was a cook. Okay, that cook. He was cook. Okay, he was caterer to various government offices. He has become friends to Putin. And you know what all you have to do with for the friends, right? So he got so many contracts later on. Okay, he started owning a lot of industries, and finally, the Putin also has given permission to hold a mercenary group. Okay, in fact, unofficial fighting group on the behalf of Russia. That group is called as Wagner Group. So that's why this person becomes important. And recently, this person also died, quote unquote, died. Okay, so that's and this guy, he went to the city of Bakhmut, and it was his Beijati, if he could not occupy Bakhmut. So during that time, there were so many false videos, claiming that he had already occupied Bakhmut, and Putin was becoming happy there. Ukraine was denying, did not occupy. Then, this guy, he has to go there and shoot his video, selfie and all. Reel banaya wahan pe ki main Bakhmut aa gaya. So such kind of things have happened. So that's why it's very important. So it is of great strategic importance. It's also called as the Battle of Bakhmut. It's one of the greatest battle which is fought here. So this is the importance. Write down 2-3 points about this guy. Okay, however it is spelled. Okay, you can write down the spelling from here. Okay, chef. Okay, butcher. Is the head of Wagner Group. Huh? Boss. Okay. Was, sorry, past tense. He was the head of Wagner Group. It's a mercenary. It is a mercenary group. Mercenary means no, the gun for hire. Private army. Huh? It's a mercenary group which fought numerous wars. Numerous wars on behalf of Russia. Behalf of Russia. In Libya, Mali, Syria, and also in Bakhmut. Okay. So recently okay, again, one more thing happened. Okay. See, basically, okay, he was, what do you call, I have a word in Hindi, I don't have a word in English. Right? Okay, he was that of Putin. Okay. So he got very rich. Okay, because in Mali you have uranium, in Libya you have oil, and also the gold resources here and there. So has become very rich. Okay. And he thought that I can topple Putin. Then along with his army, private army, he started marching towards Moscow. Okay. So that is when Putin also feared. Then a negotiation has been made. He fled to Belarus and somehow accidentally he died in Belarus. Okay. So that's the news. Okay. Huh? I don't know that. Putin didn't call me and tell that. Okay. I don't. In 23, he died mysteriously. Mysteriously. The mysterious deaths, okay, what is mysterious birth? Non-biological birth is mysterious birth, right? So that is about this. And here you have one more city near Donetsk, just on the border of Donetsk. You have one more city here. The name of the city is. I lost all. Okay. The city name is. I don't know the name of the city. It is also called as Second Bakhmut. So called as Second Bakhmut. Is the gateway to Donetsk. Is the gateway to Donetsk. If it is breached, it becomes easy to enter into Ukraine. If it is breached, it will become easy to enter into Ukraine. Using Donetsk and its resources as a base. Using Donetsk and its resources as a base. So in this context, okay, talking about the private military, we have one more private military from the Chechnya region. Okay. So just now we're talking about Caucasus region, right? I told you that the Caucasus as acting as a cultural divide, religious divide. On this side, you have Muslims On the other side, you have the Christians. But again, you'll be having both the ethnicities on either side of the border. So on Russian side, you also have a Muslim province called as Chechnya. So before the advent of Putin, Chechnya was almost autonomous. It had its own rule. But after Putin has come into power, somehow, okay, he has made negotiations, and the Chechenyan leader is now working for Putin as a mercenary. So this guy, you can see this guy. Okay. Now, once, okay, the Wagner group does not have a head now. So he has so many forces. Now he has given a statement that, okay, the ex-Wagner fighting will be training under Chechnya. Okay, you can write down this. His name is, okay, Vaji Rao. What Rao? Kadi Rao. Wow. Chechnya is a Muslim dominated province in Russia. In bracket, you can write, if Putin goes, it will become independent. That's a future. See, Kadrao, how it is pronounced. Okay, you can write the spelling. Okay. Has a private army. Private army. Fighting Russia's proxy wars. Now, the Wagner fighters will be training under him. Training under him. See, I told you that the Moldova is kind of pro-Russia, right? But that's why it did not join the NATO also. Now, along this border, you have a river called as Dniester. Okay. On the other side of the Dniester, you have a small province over here called as Transnistria. Dniester River, beyond Dniester River is called as Transnistria. Now, Transnistria, it has Russian ethnic population. It has Russian Slav population. Obviously, okay, now Moldova is landlocked by Ukraine. It is within Ukraine. Do you think it will ever support Ukraine? It will not support. So that's also the reason why it did not join NATO. Okay, you can remember this way. I don't Transnistria. It is Russian ethnic province sandwiched between Moldova and Ukraine. It is also demanding for independence. Okay. With this city, there's one more city here. Kharkiv city is there, right? It's on the border. Write down about Kharkiv also. It is on the border of Russia, Ukraine. Border of Russia, Ukraine. And you have Indian students. A lot of Indian students come into. who are doing medicine there because they don't have the what trust on the NEET examination here in India. So that's why they go to Kazakhstan, they go to China, they go to Ukraine to study MBBS examination. So the only students who are stranded here, okay, and India has airlifted a lot of Ukrainians, right? Airlift means actually your plane should be entering the Kharkiv, okay, and then it should be lifting from there. But it did not happen. Okay. So last year there was a question: which countries are surrounding Ukraine? They asked a question, right? What is the reason which they have asked? Because the Indians, okay, either they have to come to Poland, Slovakia, Hungary, or Romania. Okay, from this side of the border, escaping, okay, all the fire, okay, missiles, they have to come till here, they have to board the plane here, and then they have to come into India. Okay, that is when Papa ने war रुकवा दिया था to airlift the Indians from Ukraine. That was the context actually. Okay, Papa ने war रुकवा दी, context है ना, ये वाला context है. Okay. They could have died also, right, in between. Okay, there was no like transportation facility, nothing. They were on their own all across the war. Okay, warring country, and they had to come here. So in that context, the UPSC has asked, which are the following countries surround Ukraine? Understood? Anyways, can write. Okay, you can note down which countries surround Ukraine. Anyways, it's a previous year question. The countries surrounding Ukraine: Russia, Belarus, Poland, Slovakia, Hungary, Romania, and Moldova. And by default, you should be remembering the countries surrounding, because they'll not be just testing your knowledge. Some kind of thing must have happened. In Africa, they're asking the countries surrounding Sudan. It is because refugee crisis might have happened that most of the people, okay, might have, okay, become refugees and they're settled, okay, in the neighboring countries. In that context, you must be studying, and that's why they'll be asking. So blindly, they won't ask anything. Remember this. Okay. Since Black Sea is also important here, okay, note on the countries which are surrounding Black Sea. Okay. So let's do some stupidity here and remember the countries. Okay. Surrounding countries surrounding Black Sea. Turkey. Okay. Bulgaria. Bulgaria. Ukraine. Romania. Georgia. And Russia. If you can remember, no, like that only, great. Or else you can have tea and burger. So these are countries surrounding the Black Sea. So coming to Black Sea now. Let's see the ports here. Okay. So note on this port. This port is near Strait of Kerch. Okay. Note on the name here. And this is the incident. The Ukrainian drones have attacked Russian Black Sea port. Location is very important here. You can write it is near Strait of Kerch. Now, why it is of strategic importance? Because see, the regions in the red are in Russian control, and this is Russia. On this side, you have Ukraine. Okay, so they're able to cross the Russian controlled territories and go and attack here. So that's why it is of strategic importance to Ukraine. So in this context, they might be asking that port. Okay. Next, one more port. Also, this have been attacked. Okay, Fedosia port. That's in Crimean Peninsula. Fedosian port also have been attacked. It's on Crimean Peninsula. Now, if you see, okay, if you search for information, Fedosian port, okay, they'll show in Ukraine only because they consider the Crimea part of Ukraine. Now, Ukraine has attacked province of Ukraine. That becomes wrong, right? So don't get misguided by such information. No? So it's important. Huh? Main reason for Russia can geostrategic influence. That's it. If Ukraine joins NATO, what? Yeah, the USA will come and keep all the ICBMs here. If it keeps its ICBMs, okay, Moscow is not very far away. You can attack with not even ICBM is required. You can attack with the help of short range ballistic missiles also. That 300-400 kilometer mein. Okay, so entire Russia will be devastated. That's why Russia wanted to contain NATO at any cost. Next, few more ports are important here. Now, Ukraine has been attacking Russian ports. So why should only Ukraine have all the fun? Right? Now, Russia will also have fun. Now, Russia will attack Ukrainian ports. One such important port is this, Izmail port. Izmail port. The Izmail port is important because it is on the mouths of Danube. That's why it's important. I told you Danube is important in Russia-Ukraine war. The Izmail port is on the mouths, not exactly mouth, okay, on the mouths of Danube River, attacked by Russia. And one more port which is important here, that is Odessa port. Odessa. Odessa port. Odessa port. So Odisha port is one of the major agricultural export port. Agricultural products from Ukraine are exported out. Ukraine is one of the major producers of soybean oil, sunflower oil, feed, fodder for animals, wheat, because it is in grasslands. It's an agricultural export port, Odisha. So the wheat prices, 2 years ago, the wheat prices have been increased enormously. The world was facing a lot of crisis of grains. So at that time, there was a ceasefire for some time, so that the grains will be exported out of Odisha. तब war रुक गया था थोड़ी देर के लिए, थोड़ा टाइम के लिए, थोड़े दिनों के लिए. Okay, and India has nothing to do with that. Okay, it's because of international price rise of wheat. Okay? So that situation has been used, encashed by Jaishankar, told to. Okay. Now Danube, talking about Danube now. Right. Now Russia has attacked, the ports of the Ukraine. So somebody should be coming to rescue, right? So that is Constanta port here. So Constanta port has helped Ukraine with the agricultural products used to come till here, and from there it used to go into Ukraine. Or the Ukraine products which have been produced in the excess, they used to go to the Constanta port and then used to be exported because they were under attack. The ports of Ukraine were under attack. Now here, this is a Danube River. So Danube River is splitting into 3 channels here. You can note down. The mouth of the Danube. splits into three channels. Splits into three channels. One is Sulina. This is Sulina. So in the north you have Chilia, and the south you have Saint George. Okay. Here the flow is 63%. Means maximum flow is here. Here the flow is 16%. Here the flow is 21%. But only this Sulina is navigable. Means if you want to enter into the Danube River from Black Sea, only this is navigable, though it has less water. So they will be giving a statement saying that the the Sulina, okay, outlet has least amount of water, therefore it is not navigable. The first part of the statement is right. The second part is wrong. And they'll give the Chilia, okay, outlet has 63% of the drainage, okay, and it becomes a major inlet of Black Sea. Again, wrong statement, because if it is bringing a large amount of water, it will also bring silt. मिट्टी लेके आएगा ना, ship घुसेगा क्या मिट्टी है तो, right? So that's it. Let's draw this. And also note down cost and port here. Draw this entire part. Three branches, huh? This is Danube River. No, no, no. These are the canals. This is canal. The dug a canal. Because यहाँ पे मिट्टी बहुत है ना, competition ज़्यादा है. So that's why they dig a canal. दोस्तों यहाँ पे आप देख सकते हो, यहाँ पे जो डैन्यूब रिवर जो है एक त्रिशूल के आकार में ब्लैक सी में जाके मिल रहा है. It is done. Okay, write down few points here. All these are okay in Romania, that is Ukraine. Write down this also. This side Romania, that side Ukraine. This Sulina channel helped Ukraine in grain trade. Across Black Sea. When Russia attacked the Ukrainian ports along the Danube River. One more thing. So note on this dam, Nova Hakova dam. You can see the before after pictures of this dam. So this is before and this is after. So entire barrage, okay, entire dam was gone. Now this dam is located in Ukraine, and who has blasted it, we don't know. Most probably Russia, right? USA has said it's Russia. Russia is saying no, we did not do it. Now, who did it? It might happen this way also. To gain international sympathy, Ukraine also must have done it and blamed it on Russia. This could also happen, right? I don't know who has done it. Okay? I don't know. Nova Kakova Dam. Now, why it is important? Because, okay, dam is entirely gone. So here you have a nuclear power plant, and the nuclear accidents, okay, happen because of lack of cooling. Because when you have the reactor core, so for example, okay, here you have reactor core. So inside this nuclear reactions will be happening, and you constantly require cooling. And for cooling purposes, you require water. Okay. In case of the nuclear blast in Japan, okay, so there also the cooling supply was cut off. The nuclear reactor itself did not blast. Okay, when the water supply was cut off, the nuclear reactor core was not cool enough. That is when it blasted. Temperature increased and blasted. Same happened in Chernobyl. Okay, the water supply, okay, it got disturbed. So because of which, okay, again the nuclear reactor blasted. So wherever you'll be having a nuclear reactor, the water body and water supply becomes very important. Okay, did you ever seen a nuclear reactor live, anyone? Because you can't go very near to a nuclear reactor. You have to see it from far only. Okay, right? Yeah, wherever you have a nuclear reactor, you'll be having a big water body over there, right? So in this context, okay, a nuclear reactor and the dam becomes important. Okay, you can draw this. So this is the dam. Okay, and this is the name of the nuclear reactor. And when you're constructing a dam, so this is nuclear reactor. The rest of the information you can ignore. So when you construct a dam, the backwaters of this dam just supplying water to this nuclear reactor. Write down these two names. And this is on Dnieper River. Dnieper River is also called as Dnipro River. Give it to. Right now, the backwaters of the dam were used for the cooling of this nuclear reactor. The blast of the dam could have flooded the Kherson city, the important city at Kherson. Mark Kherson also. And this reactor was one of the world's largest nuclear reactors with a capacity of, write down, it was world's largest nuclear reactor. One of the world's largest, you can write, because in future, to be on the safe side, the capacity of 5,700 megawatt. 5,700 megawatt. And all these are located on the Dnieper River. Now, in this context, since this nuclear reactor, since this dam is in the news, nuclear reactor is in the news. Since nuclear reactor in the news, they might be asking other nuclear reactors of Ukraine. So this is how, okay, UPSC developed a chain of events, and then it will be framing all the four options there. Okay, other nuclear reactors you can write. So this is closed. Chernobyl blast has happened. So the other nuclear reactors, they might not be asking all this, just to know Chernobyl, that's it. And this Chernobyl and this nuclear reactor, both are on Dnieper River. This is important. Yeah. Because they go in the multiples of either 220 megawatt or they go in the multiples of 550 megawatt, like that. In that multiples they go. That's why, when you have seen the reactor core here, see, you have numerous cores here. And if you want to expand the capacity, build one more. So this is what we have been doing, okay, in any of the nuclear reactors in India also. You start building extra cores over there. The capacity is augmented. So some other locations here. So the war is done here. Okay, let's come back here now. So just now you have seen Aegean Sea. This is Black Sea. This is Aegean Sea. And this is Black Sea. And in between these two, you have two straits here. Okay. This is called as Strait of Bosphorus. And this is Strait of Dardanelles. These two straits. In between these two, you have a water body here. This is called as Sea of Marmara. Okay. And these two straits are also called as Turkish Straits. Turkish Straits. And Turkey has a control, okay, over the straits according to Montreux Convention. Okay, give us a rating. Montreux Convention. Montreux. Montreux Convention. See, you must have studied UNCLOS, right? United Nations Convention on Seas. So core of the UNCLOS is freedom of navigation of the seas. Means you can't say that these are my territorial waters, because on the either side of the states of Bosphorus, you have Turkey. But Turkey can say that, it is my, territorial waters. I can't allow any other ship to enter into this. So the countries were doing this, especially across the choke points. So that's why we have come up with UNCLOS. Okay, the core of the UNCLOS is freedom of navigation of the seas. You cannot stop navigation, especially for business purposes. Okay, but this Montreux Convention, it has been signed in 1936. It predates. Okay, so that's why UNCLOS does not apply on this, and it gives excessive power to Turkey because Turkey is a member of NATO. Now, in case of any incident like war, now Russia has its naval bases over here. The Russia will be having naval ships over here. So the war is happening during the winter. Arctic will be frozen. Now, if Russia wants to attack, say, UK or France, it has to go through this route only. Since, according to Montreux Convention, the Turkey will be having power, so it can stop Russian naval ships along. So when this Russia-Ukraine war was happening, so everybody thought that the Turkey will be using this power. It has been given to it, but it has never used this power to stop any of the Russian ships. Okay, that's why the Russian naval ships, submarine, frigates, they always keep moving in these waters, so that they are not either here nor there. Because if they are there, then NATO will feel offended. If they are here, they'll be locked. That's why across the states they'll keep on moving, so that in case of any war, they'll go here. If they have to take refuge, they will go inside. So this is a strategy which is applied by Russia. Okay, write down. You're drawn this. Okay. Draw it. This is important. And don't get confused with Montreux record. Both are different. Write it in the bracket. Montreux record is different. Montreux convention is different. Done. So they might be framing various statements. Tell me it's right or wrong. Okay. Write a question here. Statements. In case of war, Turkey can regulate the ships of Russia, but not the ships of NATO countries. Second statement. This right to regulate is only for the naval ship and not commercial ships. Next statement. It does not hinder the freedom of navigation of seas. Which is the core of UNCLOS. Next statement. The Strait of Bosphorus divides the city of Istanbul into two. Tell me. First statement. What is first statement? Okay. First statement is wrong. Correct it. It can regulate all the Black Sea naval powers. NATO or non-NATO. All the Black Sea powers. The keyword is Black Sea. Black Sea navies. Second statement. Both. Can regulate both. Naval, commercial, both. But they sound right now. Third statement. Is does in case in the event of war, it can. The event of war, it can. And moreover, it predates UNCLOS. Moreover, it predates UNCLOS. UNCLOS does not apply on it. Next statement is, it's right. Turkey is located both in Europe and Asia, both. In the event of war dimension. Now, what is war? Okay, these are some of the statements here. So basically, if you see, it can regulate the naval sea powers, right? Do you think it will regulate Bulgaria, Romania? No, they belong to NATO. You have Ukraine, okay, and you have Russia and Georgia. Anyways, Georgia is the enemy of Russia, so NATO should not be having any problem. Obviously, it is meant for Russia only, right? It's very obvious that it is against Russia, the Montreux Convention. Take out your atlas. I'll help you mark some locations here. Just mark in the atlas. That's it. No need to write anything. Or if you want, you can write in notes also simultaneously. So this is Greece. All of you have taken atlas, right? Take out the physical map of Europe. On the east of the Greece, here you have Aegean Sea. Between Greece and Rome, you have Ionian Sea, and this is the Adriatic. You can make it those small sticky notes in your atlas. You can stick it there, or you can mark it or write it in atlas. Your atlas can be as dirty as possible. That means you have used the atlas. Since Aegean Sea is important, Ionian Sea is also important. So Ionian Sea was located between the erstwhile Roman Empire and Greek Empire. Greco-Roman Empire, you remember? So that's why Ionian Sea becomes important. Next, Adriatic Sea. Okay. Now here they can ask a question. See, earlier this was Yugoslavia. Okay. Now Yugoslavia has been disintegrated. Now they can ask which all countries of the erstwhile Yugoslavia of Adriatic have it coast with the sea. Okay. So here Kosovo, Serbia, North Macedonia, only these are landlocked. The rest of the countries, they have a coast with the sea. You can write on this. Now, Serbia ka kya hua? It started dominating rest of the non-Slavs. Now it is landlocked now. It is a disadvantage. Uska khud ka kat gaya. Serbia, Kosovo, and North Macedonia are landlocked. Recently, the name of Macedonia has been changed to North Macedonia. They have added North. Recently, the name of Macedonia has been changed to North Macedonia. In UPSC, they can frame a statement. North Macedonia, has been carved out of Macedonia, has become a separate country. They'll give like this. So don't get confused. And rest of the erstwhile Yugoslavian republics. And rest of the erstwhile Yugoslavian republics. It is Slovenia, Croatia, Bosnia, Herzegovina, and Montenegro has a coast with Adriatic. So in this region, you have an important island called as Sicily here. This is Sicily. The Sicily has an important volcanic mountain called as Mount Etna. So Mount Etna recently had an eruption, and here in the sea, you have one more mountain called as Mount Stromboli. So Mount Stromboli and Mount Etna, these are the volcanic mountains, both had eruption. Done? Mount Stromboli and Mount Etna. And Sicily is the largest island of Mediterranean. Sicily is the largest island of Mediterranean. And recently Sicily has undergone severe drought. Sicily has undergone severe drought. And it has Mediterranean type of climate. In Mediterranean type of climate, especially in summers, you don't have rainfall and you have a drought. It will lead to forest fires. The bracket you can write down. It is summer dry, winter wet. Summer dry, winter wet. So prone to, in case of drought, it will be prone to forest fires. In popular culture, you must have heard about Sicily. It's famous for what? Huh? Archimedes. Archimedes, okay, fine. Huh? Mafia. The entire mafia of, this, like Godfather 1, 2, okay, all this. The mafia, it used to supply, the mafia to okay, New York and USA. Okay. Now, why, okay, such kind of mafia, okay, used to be supplied from Italy only. Now, if you see northern Italy and southern Italy, this part of Italy, so this part was highly industrialized. They had money and all. The southern part of the Italy, it was not industrialized. Okay. So from where they'll be earning money? That's why they went on Atmanirbhar mode, self-employment program. So smuggling karna, okay, like, illegal trade karna. So they were into all these activities. Okay. And when you do such kind of, illegal activities, do you think any papers, contract, etc.? The brother, I'll be giving you 5 crore. Okay, you supply me 1 kg of cocaine. Any written agreements will be there? No. सब कुछ किस पे चलता है? भरोसा, word of mouth, जुबान पे चलता है सब कुछ. Right? Okay. So a deep trust has been developed. Okay. So, like, they're like, they used to swear by their blood. Okay. So such kind of bonding was there. Now, if you want to develop such kind of organized crime, okay, which is not on paper, so these people have gradually, okay, they started what that's growing, okay, and they realized that USA has a lot of potential, and they went to USA, and they have developed these criminal gangs in USA. So that is how the Italian mafia has been developed. That comes from Sicily. Okay. So this you will study as social capital. If you're taking sociology optional or geography optional. Okay. So you'll be studying the pros and cons of social capital. Okay. Social capital, for example, okay, you want some kind of a help. Okay, so you want to land up in a job. What will do? Your college group will be there, WhatsApp group, etc. They will post, go and post. Hi, मेरा collector की नौकरी नहीं लगी, please job लगवा देना. You do that, right? That is your social capital. Okay. This is called as positive social capital. What is negative social capital? Okay. Organized crime is one such negative social capital. Sociology वाले कौन है यहाँ पे? Heard of this word, social capital? Yes, social. Yes. No. So that is the social capital. You can write it as an example of negative social capital. Okay. And recently, here you have an island called as, okay, Lampedusa. Lampedusa. It is facing migrant crisis. Obviously, the Africa is war torn. Where the migrants will come? They'll be coming to Sicily first, right? So the island called as Lampedusa. It is facing migrant crisis. Okay. Again, in the same map, you have two islands over here. So you have this Sardinia, Corsica Island. Two islands, Sardinia and Corsica. In between, you have the Strait of Bonifacio. You can mark this in the atlas. The Strait of Bonifacio. If you're not understanding anything on the board, please use the atlas online. Strait of Bonifacio. And Sardinia is second largest island of Mediterranean. Second largest. Who is the third largest? Cyprus. Cyprus is in the news. Cyprus is third largest. Wait. Let me check once. Okay, Cyprus. Huh? Next, just below Catalonia, this is Catalonia. Below this, you three islands here. Okay, you have this island Ibiza, Mallorca, and Menorca. Three islands. These are also called as Balearic Islands. Mark these three in the atlas only. They're called as Balearic Islands. They belong to Spain, but they might also go with Catalonia. Huh? Uh, So these Balearic Islands, okay, they are in the Mediterranean. Okay, they'll be having conducive climate. So that's why they become the world party destinations. If you want to party for 4 to 5 days, you want to get lost, you should be going to these islands. And Ibiza is one of the best islands here. Ibiza. It's a world party destination. So this is about Ibiza. Gibraltar, anyways, Portugal. This, okay, bay is called as Bay of Biscay. Mark it in the atlas only. This is called as Bay of Biscay. And English channel, na? I don't have to tell it. English channel. Mark them in the atlas itself. Okay, I guess I have. Okay, one more location here. You have an island of the Norway called as Svalbard. It belongs to Norway. It's an Arctic. It belongs to Norway. It's an Arctic. North of Norway, near the Arctic. If it is not there in the, look in the Arctic map. It's not there in Europe map. Because write down later on you can add. It's important for two locations. The first one is International Sea Vault is located here. International Seed Vault. Means you'll be storing the seeds here. Means in case of a nuclear accident, okay, all the seed varieties will be stored here. And finally, after everyone dies, you can go here, take out some seeds, start agriculture. So that is International Seed Vault. Now, why it is located there in the ice? Low temperature. The seeds are safe. International Seed Vault. Nobody will, that we cannot guarantee. Okay. Okay. Next, it's important for one more reason. India's Arctic Research Center. India's Arctic Research Center is located here. And its name is Himadri. 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 Okay, if at all they're asking, in what all fields Himadri will become conducting research? Agree to all. Okay, climate change, continental drifting, magnetic fold shifting, okay, solar corona, anything they might give, okay? Because, time and then, okay, they'll be taking up new kinds of research, okay? So don't deny anything there. Because if at all, they'll be giving some kind of research, at the time India might not be conducting by the very next day, okay, after the question has been framed, say it will start conducting that research. That's why UPSC will not be taking that risk. Anyways, UPSC will be giving the key after a year, right? In a year, many things can happen. Pura democracy ka ulta bhi ho sakta hai, right? So that's why, okay, mark all the above there. And if I'm missing anything, then let me know. Because some of the things I'll be covering in Russia. Okay, these islands are called as Nogoya Zelmia, Kara Sea. Rest of the Arctic I'll be covering in Russia. I guess I've covered all with the traditional part and the current affairs part. Okay, you can note on one location here. In northern part of Italy, this is called as Lake Garda, GRDA. It's located here. Lake Garda. It's in northern Italy. Foothills of Alps. Northern Italy. Foothills of the Alps. It is drying. And nowadays they have been asking questions like, which lake is drying? 3 times it has been asked. So that's why take a note. And recently I've seen that, okay, the Sicily is also undergoing drying because of the droughts, right? It might be also because of the omega block, jet streams and all. There can be numerous reasons. Even if they're saying it's because of El Nino teleconnections, anything they might say, agree to it. The Balkans are located in Bulgaria, okay? Okay, right, one more, okay, point over here. The climate change is real or not? Do you agree or not? Climate change. क्या climate change हो रहा है या हम change हो रहे हैं? Good, very good. Okay, so because of the climate change, global warming, the sea level will increase or not? Okay, the sea will be intruding into the land. But can you encroach into the sea? Can we? So we can. Yes, we can. So this is what the Netherlands has been doing. So the Netherlands has been building, these are called as polders. These are kind of dikes. It will be building the walls all across this border. And then, okay, initially, okay, the land reclamation will be done. Yes, it will be filling mitti and all in between. It will become marshy land. And okay, over a period of time, when the grass and everything grows, it will become more marshy. The soil will be developed over a period of time. Initially, it will be used for pastoral activities. Then it will be used for agriculture. And gradually, people will go and settle. And such kind of features are called as polders, Polders. Right. Polders, Polders. You can see here the dikes. So these are the dikes or walls. These are the dikes, D-Y-K-S. Dike means wall. Used in Netherlands for land reclamation. For reclamation of the sea, right? For the reclamation of sea. Initially, dike will be built and land use pattern changes gradually. Land use pattern changes gradually from marsh. Marsh means, no? From a marsh to pastures. Pastures means cow grazing grounds. Pastures to agriculture to settlements. Settlements is with us. To settlements. So gradually they change the land. Now again, I'll be calling it as like, this Polder Pro Max. Okay. So what they are doing, trying to do is that in order to stop the seawater intrusion, in order to stop the sea level rise, they're building a dam here all across this English Channel, okay, this North Sea, so that when the sea level rises, the water will not be coming inside. Okay, you see that also. I'm not remembering the exact name. There's a grand plan to contain the water. Leave it anyways. Okay. Okay, that's it about Europe. Okay. So the mapping of the Europe is covered, okay, with the traditional part and also the current affair part. Okay. If you're appearing for prelims this year, okay, you can see the video in 2x speed. And if you're familiar with some locations, you can skip through. And so many locations are new, okay, which will be very much useful for the prelims. Please go through them. Okay. I guess I covered all. Anything remaining left out? Or the people who are preparing for prelims? Okay. All clear? Huh? Where were you all this is? Chalo, see you, huh? We'll be having one more session. Okay. Again, on Monday, you have a session, right? So then we'll start Asia. Anyways, you don't have many locations in North America and Australia. That will be also covered. South America, again, you will be having locations. Okay. See you.